Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to University. We are here to cover the case of Nancy Guthrie, an 84-year-old mother reported missing in Arizona. Now, this is very sad. She is the mother of Savannah Guthrie, who is a host of Today. I was just reading some information about this, and it's so strange how someone who has no cognitive decline, who's healthy, medication, but nothing issues mentally. It's kind of strange how this happens. And Savannah, her daughter, that's Nancy's daughter, is completely worried about her mother. And that makes sense. Her 84-year-old mother, Nancy, didn't suffer from any issues that she recalls or anyone, no one. But what's striking to all this is that what authorities found in the home. Now, they didn't say publicly what specifically, but they said that it did seem strange, and it's crucial to the investigation because they suspect some type of foul play. And obviously the house didn't look in any condition as someone would leave it. We're going to watch the presser. Let's try to get a little more information, but let's actually watch Today. Let's watch Today. Let's see what they got to say. They're very familiar because, again, that's Savannah's mother. That's Savannah's mother. So I hope that the investigation isn't as difficult because we're talking about an elderly person here, and this is somebody's mother. Now, their main focus is obviously the safe return of Savannah's mother. This is really messed up, chat. It breaks my heart. But enough talking. Let's watch it. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's strange about this and see what we can come up with ourselves and try to better understand and assess the story here. Yeah, so please like, subscribe, share this out. This is something I actually want you guys to actually share this out. Share this out. Share this out. This could probably reach someone in Tucson, Arizona, and you never know. One video, one clip, it could help. It could really help because she's missing. Missing. An 84-year-old individual is missing. Nancy's missing. Yeah. Let's go.
Is a deeply personal story for us. Nancy Guthrie, Savannah's beloved mother, has been reported missing in Arizona.
Nancy, who is 84, was last seen Saturday night and reported missing on Sunday by family members.
Savannah saying in a statement, on behalf of our family, I want to thank everyone for the thoughts, prayers, and messages of support. Right now, our focus remains on the safe return of our dear mom. We thank law enforcement for their hard work on this case and encourage anyone with information to contact the Pima County Sheriff's Department at 520-351-4900.
In a news conference late last night, the Pima County Sheriff said multiple teams responded to the scene.
This is very concerning to us. You don't typically get the sheriff out at a scene like this, but it's very concerning what we're learning from the house.
The sheriff adding that Nancy Guthrie has no signs of cognitive issues.
She's has no cognitive issues at all. She's very alert, very of good sound mind. Just some physical, 84 years old.
NBC's Tom Winter covers crime and security. Tom joins us now with the latest. Tom, good morning. The sheriff said that what they found especially concerning was the scene at the house. What's the significance of that?
See, the scene at that house. This is important. So let's dial in because that's going to at least tell us somewhat of what happened at that house.
Craig, and obviously our thoughts and prayers are out with our colleague Savannah this morning. You know, people go missing all the time in this country, and it can be a frustrating process for families as they ask law enforcement to look and intervene. One of the things that police do first sources, they go to somebody's house in a case like this. And according to what the sheriff said last night in Pima County, what they uncovered was a scene that was, quote, very concerning to them. They later used the phrase grave concern at the press conference last night. So it was the evidence that they found at Nancy Guthrie's house. She's 84 years old, that they found there that led them to this point where they thought that this is something that required their urgent attention. They were able to get out helicopters last night to use infrared cameras. They've got drones up. They've enlisted the help of the Customs and Border Protection, obviously not too far from the border there in Mexico. They have some special resources. The FBI is also aware of this case as well, just given the nature of what they found at the scene. That's what's got them so concerned. We're withholding some details, as we would do with any investigation, to make sure that the investigation can go forward without us interfering in it.
And Tom, we think it's important to note once again, the sheriff also mentioned that she has no cognitive issues. I mean, she has some physical ailments that impact her movement, but what might that tell investigators?
Well, that's exactly right. And I think anytime we talk about somebody who's in their 80s or older, we think about those cognitive issues. People can get confused. There can be mental health ailments as people get older. All of us have dealt with that in our lives with family members. And so you think about that, whether somebody got lost, whether they left their house and didn't quite know where they were going. That's not the case here, using the phrase very alert, very sound mind in the course of that press conference last night. And so this is somebody who they don't have those concerns about. There are some physical health concerns here as well. And I think that's another reason why investigators are focused on this. This is not somebody who would have perhaps the physical means to go very far from their house. They have not found this person in the course of the search and rescue. And at this point, they don't think that Savannah's mom had any sort of mental issues that would have led to her leaving her home.
Tom, what kind of questions and avenues will investigators explore moving forward now?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a two-pronged approach today. First is the search and rescue. I mean, we certainly hope, and obviously their hope is that they find Nancy okay, that she's going to be all right, and they're able to take care of her. And so that's the first thing, is the search and rescue component of that. Because of the foothills and the nature of Tucson, it's one of the things the sheriff talked about last night. They have a lot of experience doing these search and rescue missions. They have a volunteer search and rescue operation that's engaged with this as well. So that's the first concern. Can we find Nancy and find out where she is? The second concern is going to be what they found at the house and the evidence that they found there. And that's something that they're hoping can help give them some clues as to what might actually have happened, which of course could eventually lead them to Nancy. So that's going to be the second component of this investigation. I think that's why they're asking for the public's help. We've seen in every major case, every time I've been on talking with you this year about some sort of whether authorities were trying to look for somebody, looking for clues, they rely on people to reach out with the videos that they have at their homes. Certainly, I'm sure they're looking for that video, but they want people to, in the Tucson area, to call in those tips, or if they have any video of anything suspicious in the area where Savannah's mom is located, that's something they're going to look for as well. Video is going to be critical. Is there a car? Are there individuals? Anybody suspicious? Anything out of the ordinary that they can use to start to track if there was anybody leaving that area, anybody leaving the scene, or where she may have gone. That would be hugely helpful as well. I mean, do they see her walking down the street, walking in somebody's backyard? All that would be so helpful.
All right. Tom, thank you. And again, to Tom's point, anyone with information is asked to call the Pima County Sheriff's Department, 520-351-4900. You can also use the website, 88crime.org, or you can call that number as well. That number is on your screen, 520-882-7463. And of course, we will be keeping you updated throughout the morning.
Sending our love, my friend.
Hey, thanks. Now, what really gets to me about this, and what I want to understand, is what did authorities found in their investigation that was, quote unquote, concerning? You see, when they enter the home, obviously they have to, it's protocol. They want to know if she, welfare check, where is she? What's going on? She's an 84-year-old elderly woman. Now, her husband, Charles, passed away many years ago over a heart attack. May he rest in peace. But what I need to understand from this is that what did they find at the home that was concerning? Was it a mess? Was it broken into? Because she's not there. You see, an 84-year-old woman who is sound, She can speak. She's fine. She has a problem with walking, long distance. She can't do that. But if she is at that home and something happened where they like, okay, we suspect foul play. Something's going on here. A mess. Things are turned up. God forbid, was she fighting against someone that wanted to take her? Why? Why? Why her? Yes, she does take medication, but nothing is mentally wrong with her. I do hope that investigators look into in connection with Savannah. Now, I'm not saying Savannah had anything to do with this, but someone she knows, an ex-boyfriend, a personal friend, because the father's obviously not in the picture, but he rests in peace. So what could have been someone at her church? It definitely is concerning because whatever they found, they specifically mentioned that it didn't look normal in that home. Let's move later down the timeline a little bit, all right? Probably a stalker. Yeah, probably.
Look, his phone started going off. You could hear it the moment he said, call him directly. We've been putting a number up. That goes directly to the sheriff's department. I'm sure he's listed there locally, as elected officials are, for how you reach him. And that phone did not stop ringing. And he is really pleading with the public right now to trust the law enforcement who are doing their jobs. They are depending heavily on technology. And remember where Tucson is. It's not far. It's about 95 minutes from the border with Mexico. And so there is some resistance. I know from living down there, my husband was born down there. There's resistance sometimes to a lot of that surveillance. And so what he's saying is he's pleading, come on, we need all your cameras, all this. And he said, you've helped solve tough crimes before. Let's do this one again together. Quote unquote, we do in fact have a crime. This was interesting.
I'm wondering, chat, should we take phone calls? Because you guys seem to know some stuff, and I as well. So anyone that has any information, make sure you know stuff from theory, and make sure you're aware of where you're getting your information from. Don't use the term, well, they said who, and let me know if it's fact or just your opinion. Thank you so much. Be quiet for today, for becoming a member. Enjoy that crown. Let's welcome you to the show.
We have shut
and thank you for becoming a member.
Down our search and rescue assets. Not a search mission, it's more of a crime scene now. That came very late in this nearly 30-minute long news conference. A lot of questions at the end. She couldn't walk 50 yards was something we learned about Nancy Guthrie, 84-year-old mom of Today Show host, as you see on the left of your screen, Savannah Guthrie. And we did learn that Savannah Guthrie is in Tucson as they do this investigation. I want to bring in Randy Sutton, bring him back with me now.
I'm here, guys. I just got to cut off my camera real quick.
And Gianno Caldwell,
but I'm here.
Fox News political analyst. A couple of different perspectives to get from both of you. I'll go to you first, Randy Sutton, just on what you learned there. A lot of information.
Yeah, he was very clear that they discovered evidence at the scene that that required the homicide section to be involved in this. They did, in fact, say that this is a crime. Now, what crime could it be? Well, it could be either an abduction, which I think that they're really looking at as an abduction. Could there have been signs of violence there? That would be an indication. From what he said, that they found signs of violence. When he said that they found signs that she did not leave voluntarily, that tells me that they found signs of violence there. Now, the question is, what were those signs? Was it blood evidence? Was it disarray? Furniture being disarray. It could be any number of things, but they are processing the scene. And that indicates that there is evidence. And of course, they will be looking at all the neighbors. You know, when they do the canvas, they're going to be looking at all the Ring doorbells and other surveillance stuff that was there. And that's what he's talking about when he talks about license plate readers, utilizing all the technology. And of course, that's exactly what they need to be doing.
Caldwell Crime Institute, if you don't know it, you should. Gianno Caldwell is with us today. I want to get your perspective from this because oftentimes you'll be with your institute, so I understand, you'll be working with families and with people who are going through some things like this. What can you add to all of this after watching that news conference?
And you're absolutely right, Harris. We work with victims of violent crime, folks that are trying to get their family members' case solved, trying to get media attention for their families. And, you know, what sticks out to me about this case, especially being someone who's worked at the Fox News Channel for 9 years, and you know this very well, Harris, us being in the public eye, we're always concerned about our family and what could be the potentiality around our conversations and who may be potentially targeting folks that are on TV. So I think about Savannah and the fact that
that's true.
The CBB that's come in, the Customs and Border Patrol, who have dog teams on site. They're still doing searches. We got FBI that's coming in. They're going to be a part of the technological advantages that the Tucson Sheriff's Office does not have. This is, again, an 84-year-old woman. She was last seen on January 31st in her home at 9:30 p.m. Tucson is a city of about 500,000 people. Someone has saw something. There's cameras everywhere. So people, you know, check your cameras, check your Ring cameras, give the footage to the police if it's helpful. Someone knows something, and you got to.
He is absolutely correct. Well said. That's exactly the point that I was making earlier, is that she can only go so much, so she needs assistance. She's aware. She's keen. She's sharp. 84 years old, but she knows what she's up. She knows what she's doing. One day, without any cognitive decline, she's just going to get up and go. She can't. Someone must have a Ring camera, some type of clue, indication of anything that happened to this woman. I mean, her last whereabouts is what? January 31st in the evening? And you mean to tell me the next day what? Let me actually pull out that calendar for the first. I think it was, let's see here. Yes, the first, which was yesterday. She did not show up for church, which great timing. That's her common thing. She goes on Sunday, she goes to church, but someone quickly realized, whoa, something's not right here. Welfare check, she's not there. Something's wrong. It is a crime scene. I'm telling you, they found something definitely important. They said, okay, this is not good, especially given what Savannah told authorities, that she's fine but can't travel anywhere. My heart breaks. My heart breaks. Because it's a clear indication, especially from what Savannah told them about her mother and medication, and she's fine. And what authorities found is that she cannot go anywhere far. We're talking about people. We're talking about thousands and thousands of people within that county. Check your cameras. Check your Ring cameras. If you have check any feet in your vehicle. Shit, even a Tesla camera. Anything to help. That would definitely help this investigation.
Keep this in mind, Harris. Knowing who Nancy's daughter is, Savannah, I'm sure there was many neighbors that know about the relationship. They know that that's a mom with a daughter on television. So this is a case, I think, that deserves a lot of national attention, and I hope and pray that she's able to come back home safely.
Amen. You know, the sheriff, Randy, did address that for just a moment. He said that we don't see any indications that there would be a connection between, he didn't use the word celebrity or fame, but just the well-known nature of Savannah Guthrie. She is there in Tucson, as you might expect. That family has gathered. I want to find out from you now, as I'm looking at some of my notes, and what you brought up was really important too, Gianno. The sheriff said, our search and rescue assets have been shut down. But CBP, Border Patrol, dog teams, FBI, technology, I mean, they jumped in about an hour and a half ago, the FBI. That's when we first learned that, yes, they're on the ground.
Right. Well, they're going to be utilizing all the assets that they have. Now, keep in mind, the Pima County is a very well organized agency. They have a lot of assets, and this is nothing new to them. So, they've handled tough cases in the past. They're very professional. They've got the assets and they've got the experience to do it.
Is the FBI going to take over? Do you anticipate that at this point?
No, I don't. Unless there is some federal nexus, if they discover that this was a kidnapping where she was moved across state lines or international lines because of the proximity to Mexico, they would not normally take over a case like this. This would be a local case. That doesn't mean that they don't have, they have tremendous forensic assets. The FBI, more so than any state agency does. So they might be utilizing the FBI's forensic abilities to do the crime scene.
All right, I want to keep that number up, and also the plea from the sheriff: just call 911. He's taking calls personally. He wants to assure people that they can be a help and encourage them to help out. He said at one point, "I need." Daily medication, call 911, in need of, the victim is in this case. He said crime. I think we can call her a victim at this point. She needs daily medication, cannot run or walk 50 yards. She's 84 years old with some physical impairments, but her mind is sharp. Those details. Gianno, Randy, thank you.
Hey, everyone.
See, now this is the most concerning part right here that I want to stress to everyone in the comments. Is that she needs daily medication. What does that mean? Obviously, it means what it means. She needs daily medication. But you have to understand, when it comes to a missing person's case, right, where time is against us, the first 72 hours is crucial. But dealing with someone who's 84 years old and needs daily medication, was that left at the scene? Because they treated it as a crime scene there at her location. That really shortens that length of how crucial this is. This needs to be expedited. I mean, they're obviously doing an investigation and they're looking for her. Listen to this. Now, People's Magazine posted a most recent article on their website, and it mentions that they had to bring homicide in. The sheriff stated that the details of the house was concerning enough to bring them in despite there not being a body. Now, I wonder if there were signs of break-in as well as significant amount of blood, and this is still a search and rescue, which it's a search. But bringing in homicide, despite that not being a body, raises so many alarms. Oh, boy. Let's get into more current news. Please, guys, do me a favor. Sorry about that. Please hit the like button if you haven't. Just want to... Homicide? Oh, no, it's not a homicide. Just listen to what I said. I didn't say it's out. They didn't find nobody in the home. They didn't find no one. No. We have 300 likes. Whoa. I've never seen that before. Can we please hit the like button, guys? I would appreciate that. Dog, the bounty hunter. I mean, anyone would be a good help. Bethany, not him. Only him. No, our first priority is having, authorities do their investigation. I'm not saying not to use him, but our first line of offense to use would be investigators. We want to actually just use everyone. So Dog the Bounty Hunter, sure. But we don't just want to focus on him. We want everyone, the community, everyone to chime in and help. If you can, that would be great. Savannah's mother's missing, and we can use as many bodies as we can because 72 hours is important, but this lady needs her medication daily. So the more bodies, the more eyes, check your cameras. That would help so much. Please, my heart is pouring for this woman. Please, that could be your mama, you know what I'm saying? So definitely continue to share this out. Subscribe if you are new. I would appreciate that. Can't they use drones? Drones is the small, that's just a small, it's a very small part of it, but drones don't solve the problem. That's just a tool, a very minor one, very small tool. I think that in this modern age, cameras, check your cameras. Remember, she was last seen about 9:30 p.m. on the 31st. So anything, or any type of CCTV, which I'm pretty sure investigators are using that, but anyone with cameras, their vehicles, their homes, anything that would be helpful towards this.
Well, Jamie, as you said, right where I'm standing is in the neighborhood of Nancy Guthrie's home. Her home is just directly right behind me, and we have seen sheriff deputies walk in and out of the home as they process this crime scene. We have also seen a helicopter circling around the neighborhood, combing through the backyard and surrounding areas as they still continue that search for Nancy Guthrie. Sheriff deputies say that they do not believe that she left the home on her own, and now they're asking for the community's help. A quiet Catalina Foothills neighborhood has now become the center of a crime scene. This is the home where 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen Saturday night.
We believe now, after we process that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime.
What began as an urgent search and rescue effort in the foothills around her home has now shifted, with sheriff's deputies calling off search efforts.
She is very limited in her mobility, right? We know she didn't just walk out of there. That we know. There are other things at the scene that indicate she did not leave on her own.
Sheriff's officials say Guthrie does not have cognitive issues, but does have physical challenges and relies on medication. And if she goes more than 24 hours, investigators say it could be fatal, meaning time is critical.
We need her back. We need to find her. And time is very critical.
Neighbors in the area describe a community shaken up by something so out of the ordinary in this area.
Horrible, unnerving, disheartening. What a stain on Tucson. It's awful.
It's a very quiet neighborhood. It's a very safe neighborhood. This is highly unusual, and obviously we're very concerned about her.
NBC Today show host Savannah Guthrie stated she is thankful for everyone's support, and the family's focus remains on the safe return of her mom. While search and rescue efforts have been called off, the investigation and search for information continues. Now, exactly what investigators found inside the home that make them think this is a crime scene, we do not know. That information is limited at this time. But of course, as we learn more, we will keep everyone updated here on air and online. Of course, they are asking anyone in the community, if you have any information, please reach out to the Pima County Sheriff's Office. Jamie.
So many questions here. One being, is there a threat to the community still?
So sheriff deputies said they do not believe there is an ongoing threat. They can't rule out foul play, but they do believe that maybe this was a targeted attack. So no, fortunately, they do not believe there is an ongoing threat here at this time.
Okay, Michaela Castillo will continue to follow this one. Thank you.
You know what? I'm going to say something here. Typically, I got her address, and I'm looking at, you know what we're going to do? I didn't want to share this because it's her address, but it's already public information. It's already on People. It's on ABC. It's on the flyers. They even say it. So I can actually show us the address. We're going to go through one more video, and we're going to go and look at the address, and we're going to look around the surrounding area, right? This, to me, it's beginning to sound targeted, and let me explain. I'm looking at the area, and it's populated. It's populated. So who in their right mind will want to target out of everyone, they targeted someone who lives alone. Her husband sadly died, right? They know the time when to get her when she was alone because she was there at 9:30. Keep in mind, the next day, she had church, didn't show up. So it leaves that gap, 9:30 to early in the morning. I don't know what that time is. But that window was perfect enough to find out she's home by herself, right? And she is the mother. Savannah is she works at Today. That there's a lot there. But so far, they have, every time they reach out to the public, right? At the very beginning of the investigation, they need help. I've said this to you so many times. They need help. But to what? What? And no information and no cameras, no evidence. What they found was something concerning in the home, but in that small, was there not cameras at that home when she's by herself? Something's up. Something is up. Something's up. As information pours in. And this is February 2nd, ladies and gentlemen. February 2nd. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. That's...
Unfolding in Arizona, the 84-year-old mother of NBC host Savannah Guthrie is missing, and the sheriff moments ago say the home is now a crime scene. And with that, welcome to the Monday edition of America Reports. I'm John Roberts here in Washington, and welcome this afternoon to you.
Good to be with you, John. A little bit of a alarming story to kick us off at the beginning of the week. I'm Jillian Turner in for Sandra Smith. Police say that all of this began Sunday morning. Somebody from Nancy Guthrie's church happened to notice she wasn't at service, called the family. When those family members arrived at her house, they couldn't find her. So
shout out to that person at the church. Very good job. Very, very good job. Very good job.
They dialed 911. Police say they responded to that call at around noon on Sunday.
The attention now turns to surveillance cameras at Guthrie's house because the sheriff says, quote, she did not leave on her own. We know that.
All right, senior national correspondent William Lajeunesse is live in L.A. with all the details we need to know this hour. Hi, William.
Well, Jillian, let's start at the top right. Here's what we know. Nancy Guthrie, last seen Saturday night around 9:30. The family drops her off at the house. Again, first reported missing the next morning when she didn't show up in church. So the family goes over to the house. They didn't see her. They check the backyard, neighbors. They call 911. The home is in northeast Tucson in the foothills of the Catalina Mountains. There's no sidewalks. Streets are very hilly. House about 3,000 square feet. It's worth about $1 million. It's not atypical of the neighborhood.
Hold on. Let me rewind what he just said. Hold on real quick. Sorry, guys. I just got to listen to that small little part. Angel Eyes says, I live by there. High-end mall nearby. Really, Angel? Angel, I'm going to keep you in mind. Because I'm trying to find someone who lives around the area at least 20 minutes away. I mean, at max, excuse me. I just hit up somebody, but they said they're 8 hours away. So that's not going to work out for me. Angel Eyes, I'm going to keep this in mind. I'm going to keep you in mind. Are you in the Discord? I want to make sure. And thank you so much for the support, Angel Eyes. Much appreciated. Let's always say thank you. Thank you so much. Let me listen to what he just said there. Please, guys, do me a big favor. If you can hit the like button for me, we only have 444. That would mean the world to me. It really would mean the world to me. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. Share this out if you can. That would also mean a lot to me. I just want to help this poor lady who's missing. And I'm pretty sure her friends and family are definitely missing her. Thank you so much for sticking around and continue to watch this. Thank you so much.
Neighbors, they call 911.
Angel Eyes, how far away are you from the residence?
The The home is in northeast Tucson in the foothills of the Catalina Mountains. There's no sidewalks. Streets are very hilly. House about 3,000 square feet. It's worth about $1 million. It's not atypical of the neighborhood in any way. So if you're a burglar or a thief, there's no reason to choose this house over another unless you have a reason. Now, police brought in the search dogs, the volunteers, the helicopters, nothing. Inside the house, however, police did find something to call this a crime scene. They would not say, however, why. Was the house turned over upside down looking for assets, a safe? Was anything taken other than the victim, jewelry or art? Was there any sign of struggle, furniture, clothing, blood? We don't know, and the sheriff is not saying. What we do know is that while 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie shows no signs of dementia, she does have physical limitations that requires daily medication to stay alive.
This is a 84-year-old lady who suffers from some physical ailments, has some physical challenges, is in need of medication. Medication that if she doesn't have in 24 hours, it could be fatal.
So police are asking for the public's help, any surveillance or ring camera video. However, those cameras are typically not activated over more than about 20 feet. So if a car goes by, the camera won't necessarily pick it up unless the house is gated and the camera is on the road. Also, Tucson is a night sky ordinance. Very few street lights. Again, if a witness may hear a car.
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
Not activated over more than about 20 feet. So if a car goes by, they're asking for the public's help, any surveillance or ring camera video. However, those cameras are typically not activated over more than about 20 feet. So if a car goes by, the camera won't necessarily pick it up unless the house is gated and the camera is on the road. Also, Tucson is a night sky ordinance.
Oh, that's a problem. That's why this is, that's a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, my advice to you is make sure your camera, anything you have, is never battery. It's battery powered, but it has continuous power. Let it keep running. Don't allow only for motion to activate the camera. Please, please don't do that. Even if you have a battery camera and you need to keep recharging it, on mine, it's continuous. I don't care if it runs out in 3-4 days. I'll swap it out. Don't let motion. Yeah, bro.
Very few street lights. Again, if a witness may hear a car, but they may not be able to identify it go by at night. You need the make, the model, the color to help narrow down for the license plate readers. Asking neighbors if they saw or heard anything unusual. These housing lots are about an acre, a little more, so you're not necessarily going to hear a loud voice or a window breaking.
The family has been very cooperative with us. They're working with us. They're staying in touch with us. They have complete access to anybody on this department. Savannah has been in touch with us as well. Our hearts go out to them. This is their mom.
Now, if Miss Guthrie had a door camera, you'd presume they'd have an image and they'd share that with the public. They have not done that. I saw an updated photo, Jillian, of a dog. Maybe someone heard unusual barking.
Macy, thank you so much. Welcome to the family.
Guard dog. So at this point, it doesn't sound like the police have a lot to go on. Back to you.
All right, William.
Not to say this, but I kind of already knew that because the way that the presser was, they needed help by the public, like badly. They don't have a lot to go on. They don't. Not that it's their fault. It's not. No one could have known. You can only, somebody in the chat just said this. You can only prepare so much. That's true, but there's a lot you can prevent a lot by always staying cautious and being prepared. It doesn't sound like they have a lot. They have some. I'm pretty sure they got some that they haven't released to the public because it's an active investigation, but that can also be against this case because if you want the public's help, you got to let us know what's going on. A color of a vehicle, something. What did you get from the camera on the property? Anything. Because this 72 hours it's not as someone who needs their medication 20. It's not as this 72 hours is incredibly crucial. on her case versus someone who's just missing in general that doesn't have any medical condition. She needs this medication. You understand?
We're going to be tracking this all afternoon long. Thank you very much, John.
Sure. All right, let's dig a little deeper on this with former NYPD
That's okay, Macy. Thank you.
Darren Porcher. Let's play what the sheriff, Chris Nano, said earlier today on his thoughts about where this investigation is going. Listen here.
We saw some things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime.
So in the chat, I want you to think, what did they find for them to indicate that this is a crime scene? Because I'm reading some forms and many people believe, not saying that it is, I'm reading comments that people are saying that they found blood. For them to immediately, quickly go, okay, this got to be a crime. They call it homicide. So I don't know what they found.
As a former
what do you think?
investigator, Darren, you're all very familiar with this. What might the police have seen that would lead them to come to that conclusion?
Oh, we're about to find out.
A disheveled appearance in the house would lend a level of concern as it relates to her leaving against her own will. And with that being said, police are going to have to draw down on a couple of components. The first thing, which we refer to as a special category missing, because she's 84 years of age, a search should have been conducted in that house. I believe that occurred, and I believe they had dogs to assist. But moving forward, what we want to do is extract her credit report, because in the credit bureaus, you have a police liaison that'll afford you the information as to when certain cards were used. This can be quite telling because we're creatures of habit. We generally go to the same places every day.
That's true.
So what police can now do is connect with those establishments that the victim allegedly used on a sense of regularity. The second piece is the cell phone records. It bifurcates in two components. You have something we refer to as LUDs and tolls. LUDs and tolls merely gives you a printout of the numbers that were called and the calls that came in. The second component would be whenever you use a cell phone, your call bounces off of a cell tower. That is very instrumental in showing the route that was taken if she used a cell phone from leaving her residence. And that's something that the police can drive in on to find out what direction that she went in.
Darren, the sheriff, when asked, said they're not sure right now. They don't know whether Nancy was targeted because she is Savannah Guthrie's mother or not. What kind of facts on the ground are they looking at and evidence to try and tease out that line of thinking here?
One of the things that I would have done is I would have had a crime scene on evidence collection unit work the house. When I say work the house, meaning look if you can possibly lift some prints that can identify an individual other than the resident of that location. And by capturing that information, it can give you further leads as to potential individuals that were in the house, and you can possibly track those individuals as well. Lastly, we have something we refer to as license plate readers. Now, these are components that are attached to police vehicles that capture license plate information, but it does far more than that. Whenever you have red light cameras, those cameras are not activated just when you run a red light, but they're always on. So they have the ability to capture information at these intersections when cars enter or exit those locations. In addition to that, those license plate readers will also capture information as to whenever an individual enters a toll road or bridge. This can be quite telling as to if she used her vehicle or someone else used her vehicle to navigate through the roadways in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, the flock camera network really is quite extensive. It is a great tool for police. And the sheriff was saying, We need to rely on technology, and he was lamenting that there's a lot of resistance at the local level to employing AI to assist in enhancing all of that as well. So the sheriff said that this does not now appear to be a search operation. They did search from, I think, noon on Sunday all the way through until this morning, which would be a suggestion that they don't think that she just wandered away. So you wonder, you know, given Savannah Guthrie's celebrity, the fact that she's a co-host of the Today Show, could this have possibly been an abduction for ransom?
Well, traditionally, when you have an abduction for ransom, there's a ransom note or a series of demands that follow. That information hasn't come to fruition at this stage. It's something that happens relatively quick. So because we didn't gather that information or it hasn't been presented to law enforcement, I highly doubt that that was the cause, it being a ransom. But another thing that's very important, it's impossible, physically impossible for you to enter or exit a room without leaving a trace of your DNA, unless you're wearing something we refer to as a Tyvek suit. Those are the white suits that you'll see crime scene techs don when they go into these locations. So I mentioned the earlier part in working the room. There has to be some level of a trace of DNA, be it a hair follicle or skin follicle.
That's right.
That would be present in that room. Sure. And I think that is going to be the focal point of what police are going to use to move forth to possibly finding an abductor, if that's the case in this scenario.
All right, well, Darren, we got to leave it there. Thanks for jumping in to join us on.
Very good, very good. He's absolutely correct, absolutely. But this looks like a job that they knew exactly what they were doing. Now, someone, this is a very good comment, and I was thinking about this. How did she get to church? How did she get to church? Well, I would suspect that Savannah definitely told them how, or maybe who was responsible for taking her to church. They interviewed them already. It's been what? They reported her missing yesterday. It's a whole new day. It's the evening of the 2nd. I'm pretty sure some information will be let out by the hour of each. I am so serious, especially how critical it is to get her if medication left. But a ransom note, that's a very good question. That would have been there. That would have been there. And they would need, and she's going to tell them, I need my medication. They would have to get it somehow, right? Oh, that's actually a good, that's actually a good one. Because if they want her alive for some reason, they would need to get her medication. Ooh. I just thought about that. By the way, guys, they just dropped a new video, a new update on this. Should we lock in on that? Let's watch one more video. By the way, artists, I saw your members message. Very good link by CNN. I'm going to definitely go through that before I show it, just in case. All right. All right. Please, guys, continue to like, continue to share this out. I would appreciate that. So sorry to keep repeating myself. I just want this to be pushed out as much as possible so we can help this family out. In return, 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, it's just really sad.
In Arizona, the mother of Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie is missing. She disappeared from her home in Tucson, and officers believe that foul play may have been involved.
Miss Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie, is of great sound mind. This is not a dementia related. She is as sharp as a tack.
Angel Eyes, thank you. I think it was 90 miles away. I didn't know it was 65. I thought it was 90. If that's true, that's even closer, Angel Eyes. That's not,
Family wants everybody to know this isn't somebody who just
That is not good.
Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos bringing the head of his homicide division to a press conference this morning as the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, continues in the Tucson area of Arizona.
There were circumstances on scene that we believe are suspicious in nature, I think is the best way to put it, but we can't really get into a whole lot of details with that.
Nancy Guthrie was last seen outside her home around 9:30 p.m. Saturday. Her family reported her missing around noon Sunday after someone from her church reported she
Thank you,
didn't
Angel
show up
Eyes. I
to
appreciate
service.
you.
The family then went to her home to look for her before calling police.
We put all our air assets into this, our drone systems, our aircraft, our helicopters, heat sensors, infrared, everything we've had, we've thrown at this.
The family told detectives Guthrie lived alone, but did have staff who helped around her house. Investigators are looking at home security footage, Guthrie's cell phone records, license plate readers, and asking neighbors to check their home cameras.
It's not just about looking forward, but it's also looking back. Where you have a bad actor that may be targeting this particular individual. Yep. To what extent had they perhaps been in the area, staking out the location, trying to determine when would be the most vulnerable time for this individual to commit this type of a crime?
Savannah Guthrie issuing a statement saying, "On behalf of our family, I want to thank everyone for the thoughts, prayers, and messages of support. Right now, our focus remains on the safe return of our Nancy."
We need her back. We need to find her. And time is very critical. She is 84. She needs her meds. Her family needs her too.
The sheriff, they're not disclosing her specific medical condition, but did say she does need to take daily medication for a condition that could be fatal otherwise. The sheriff also said that Guthrie's family has been cooperative in the investigation and that Savannah did fly in and is currently staying in the area there at this time.
Damn, I can't imagine what her own daughter's going through. Honestly. Again, artists, thank you for that link. I appreciate that. Let's get into this new video, chat. Everyone lock in. They just dropped an update. Lock in. We have two, actually. Let's see. Lock in. I actually have live updates. Oh, I do have live updates on this. Okay, this is good news. Good news. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. I don't know why. Okay, let's watch this, and I'm gonna get to the latest update. Got you guys. Why won't they release her? That's a great question. I don't know. That's a wonderful question. That's a good question. If it make captors react? I don't know. Giving her condition, I don't know. I think she does need daily medication. She's 84. I can get that. You mean like a red herring? That's what you're trying to say, right? If they wanted to use a red herring, I need time. I need time to think on that. That's not a bad. I need to think about that. That's not bad.
One of our colleagues, Savannah Guthrie, has gone missing from her Arizona home. And now the sheriff there tells me she was taken against her will from her bed in the middle of the night. Our thoughts and prayers are with Savannah and her family right now. Police saying what they need is the public's help. Anything from turning over home security cam footage to reporting anything that looks suspicious they saw in Nancy Guthrie's Tucson neighborhood. The 84-year-old was last seen on Saturday. And when investigators responded to her home, they said they found a scene that was suspicious in nature. All of us here at NBC News are hoping for the safe return of her mother. If you watch the Today Show, you've surely met Nancy and know how beloved she is by both Savannah and the extended NBC News family.
She's so adorable, man. Yeah, HIPAA laws. Yeah, to release her condition, but we're talking about about the medication, not about HIPAA law. But I do understand about saying what she has. Yeah, absolutely.
Police, though, saying this could now be a race against time for Guthrie, who needs her daily medication. We'll talk to the Arizona sheriff leading the investigation in a moment, but we start things off tonight with Liz Kreutz on the ground in Tucson.
Tonight, the quiet Tucson foothills are the center of a massive multi-agency search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie.
We believe now, after we process that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime.
Nancy was last seen Saturday night when family members dropped her off at home around 9:45 p.m. But the next morning, police say a call from a friend at Nancy's church. She never showed up for Sunday service. Her children rushed to the house, spending nearly an hour searching the home and property. Unable to find her, they called 911 around noon.
We saw some things at the home that were concerning to us.
Officials saying the evidence inside the home was suspicious in nature, leading them to bring in homicide detectives.
This is not a dementia related. She is as sharp as a tack. The family wants everybody to know this isn't somebody who just wandered off.
The sheriff says they're searching with helicopters, drones, infrared systems, teams on the ground, and canine units. But tonight, it's a race against time. Nancy Guthrie has limited mobility and relies on daily medication that authorities say if she doesn't have in 24 hours can be fatal. Investigators say they have Nancy's cell phone, but are pleading for tips, asking neighbors to check their security cameras. If she doesn't have in 24 hours can be fatal. Investigators say they have Nancy's cell phone, but are pleading for tips, asking neighbors to check their security cameras.
Okay, so this is you guys didn't hear that, right? So pay attention to what was just said. Here's something about this. This is actually kind of interesting. They have her cell phone. So you would think that robbers would come in, they want to take some stuff, maybe kidnap her, get a ransom, but there's no ransom. They would have took her phone, trying to get some money out of it. They didn't. If you are smart enough, you do not take their phone. You want to know why? Because it can track your location. It bounces off the tower. You're creating a system for them to follow and know your location, whether you turn it off or not. But they got the phone. I don't know who we're dealing with here, but they seem to know what they're doing. So far, I'm not trying to give these freaking criminals too much credit, but I'm going to keep it real. They left the phone. If they were professional, now if we take that, if they were like pros at this, professionals, whoever they are, what the hell did they find there in the home for them to be professionals? They knew what to do, what time. This looks planned. This looks executed, but they left what was inside the way it is. You would think they would fix, they would clean the carpet. If there's blood, you think that they would fix things, take pictures before it came in. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they weren't pros at all and just got lucky. Maybe she was kidnapped and they made her take money out of the ATM. Well, we would have got some type of statements from that. Here's Julie. Here's what I am going to say. Here's what I am going to say. And listen up, Julie. Thank you for the super chat. At 6:42 p.m. Eastern Time, law enforcement has confirmed that Guthrie's case is being investigated as a possible kidnapping. It has been confirmed. 2 hours ago, well, an hour and a half ago. That is the latest up-to-date information. No, I think the police have her phone. What's your name? That's what I'm saying. They knew not to take her phone. You understand? They knew not to take her phone. That's not a good update. It's a bad update, of course, but I'm giving you an update. What's going on in the chat? What's happening? Thank you, Julie, for the super chat. Let's get back to the video.
Go home and check.
It is a terrible update. Yeah, it is. It's terrible. Yeah. No ransom note. No. Remember, guys, this is the 2nd of February. This is the 2nd of February. She was reported missing yesterday on Sunday. She didn't show up to service. Sorry I'm late. This is so sad. I'm mad at you, Brittany. You broke my heart. You said you have a good Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Not good as in like a good outcome or some good news. It's just an update. Like it's good that we're getting this update. We want updates because we're going against the clock. You know what I'm saying?
My Ring camera, see if anything odd.
Julie, thank you for the super chat. Very well said.
Review our Ring, and unfortunately, there wasn't anything.
The Today Show anchor thanking everyone for the thoughts, prayers, and messages of support. Right now, our focus remains on the safe return of our dear mom.
But it doesn't. Cute.
Savannah's mother has been a frequent guest on the Today Show.
She's so adorable. Look at her. Let me take the captions off for a second. I know I have some people who's hard of, who are impaired with their hearing, or I know I have people with disabilities, so I put captions on or I try to increase the audio. But for now, I have to take it off real quick because they're showing the video.
Of our dear mom.
But it doesn't. Cute.
Savannah's mother has been a frequent guest on the Today Show.
My mom and I feel like we really click as friends, too. It's just amazing what she's brought to my life.
The two often reminisce about their tight bond.
One of my favorite memories is we were driving home. There was a rainbow. My mom said, let's find the end of the rainbow. And I would say, turn right, turn right. We never found the end of the rainbow.
That's one of my favorite memories, too.
They talk.
Oh, my gosh. My heart is broken. This is ridiculous. I'm actually getting upset, man.
About the tough times, too, like when Savannah's dad died when she was just 16.
We lost my dad.
Yeah, this is Charles. Yes. He died when she was 16. He had a heart attack. I did a little background, a little check on him just in case, I just wanted to see what was going on. But he passed away already.
And shockingly, and my mom was so strong and set aside her own grief in many ways just to be there and make sure that we could all move forward together.
For years, they stayed together at home, where Savannah lived with her mother during college.
We didn't have money to afford the dorm, and that was thing one. But the other was that my sister and I really felt like we should stick with my mom and not leave her alone.
When it came to getting a job, though, her mother pushed her to pursue her dreams.
She said, if you can't leave me, then I didn't do my job right, Savannah. She just gave me permission to go,
But the greatest...
Wait a minute. Y'all, I just thought of something. Hold on real quick. She's a co-host of the Today Show, but she's a co-host who brought her mother on the show a couple times. That'll give enough for someone to... Wait a minute. Yo, chat, hold on. Think about what I'm just telling you. I just thought of something. Listen. They need to look at what Savannah has been covering and comments she made. Anything... You understand what I'm telling you? If they go back and see any story she covered for the past 1 to 2 years, look at any comments she made on a specific case, anything she covered or said anything on the Today Show, anything Today Show reported on, because she is the person that brought her mother on the show. You understand what I'm telling you? So whoever felt the need to target her, they watched what she did on the Today Show and was like, oh, that's your mother, huh? I got you. They wanted to hurt her. They put her in pain. They knew her father's gone. Her father had been died. So why target an 84-year-old in Arizona? They need to go back to anything she covered and while she was covering any case, any news, any information, updates, etc. She was someone that she brought to, she put on the show. They just showed her. Interesting. I just thought about that.
Nancy gave to her
faith and belief in God. It changed my whole life.
Today, she and her family are leaning on that faith, praying for Nancy's safe return.
Such a special bond. Liz, I know this is a very hard one to report out, but I understand you just got an update from law enforcement.
Yeah, Tom, I did. I just talked to the sheriff who told us they do believe that Nancy Guthrie was harmed when she was taken from her home.
Oh my God, it looks like... Oh. I didn't want to be right on that, bro. I did not want to be right on that. When I told you that People's pulled out that report, they said that they had to bring in homicide quickly. They did. It's February 2nd. Homicide was there. I told you. It is that time length. You understand? It's that time length. This is that up-to-date information that I was telling you. I friggin' told you, bro. Being part of the media or news can make you a target based on topics. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. That's why I don't talk about specific things. If you was watching my my podcast show back on Facebook about 4 years ago, I made an announcement that I won't be covering certain things. If you know what that was, that's why I don't cover 2 things. I don't cover them no more. Because I live in a city with friggin' 8.8 million people. So if I continue, if I cover certain things, I'm an easy target. Not that I'm a difficult target. I'm an easy one. But let that be known that I'm not going to stop talking and opening my mouth. Now that we're getting this breaking news information, Josh Lee, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. She was harmed. She was harmed. Prayers in the chat. As I'm telling you guys, please share this out. We're getting live updates. I told you, we're getting live updates.
Got an update from law enforcement.
Please like this out, share this, like.
Tom, I did. I just talked to the sheriff who told us they do believe that Nancy Guthrie was harmed when she was taken from her home. He would not tell us the extent of those injuries. I was just in the neighborhood where this happened, and we saw members of the community driving around with a photo of Nancy, desperately trying to find anyone who may have seen her. Tom.
There's still hope out there. All right, Liz, we thank you for that. We turn now to Sheriff Chris Nanos with the Pima County Sheriff's Department. Sheriff, we thank you for taking the time to speak with us as your team works to find Mrs. Guthrie. We're all here to support the investigation, as well as her colleague Savannah and her family, and we're all hoping for a happy ending here. We know Nancy has limited mobility. Is it physically possible for her to have left the home on her own, or are you operating entirely on the premise that she was moved by someone else or abducted?
Yeah, you know, from what the families told us and everything we've learned, she could not walk out of that home 50 yards. No, we believe she was taken out of the home against her will, and that's how this investigation is moving.
What would you say to someone who, if they're holding Nancy Guthrie right now, what's your message to them?
It's not just my message, it's the community's message, it is the family's message. Just call us, let her go, just call us. Family would tell you, there's no questions asked here. Look, if she's alive right now, her meds are vital. I can't stress that enough. You know, it's been better than 24 hours, and the family tells us if she doesn't have those meds, it can become fatal.
Oh my God!
Family to us. She's a big part of this community. Her family is devastated, the entire family, and you know this just doesn't happen in Tucson. You don't see someone at 84 years of age go home, go to bed, and in the middle of the night just disappear from her own home, from her own bed. That's not.
Thank you, Julie, for the super chat.
Is this an unusual case for your community?
Yeah, absolutely. We get people who walk away from their homes. We get missing people in the mountains hiking and in the desert trails. But I can't think of the last time where in the middle of the night in someone's bed, an 84-year-old woman disappeared on us. That's a challenge for us, and it's something we just want her back.
Yeah, we all do. We all do, Sheriff. I know you've been in contact with Savannah, who we know is in Tucson. What is your message to her and the Guthrie family and all the viewers who care so much about Savannah?
We're not going to give up. We'll get this. I'm blessed. I have a team that is, look, they'll solve this. I know they will.
Sheriff, we thank you for your time. I know you're busy, and I'm going to be praying that you find Nancy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
If you have any information about the case for investigators, please call the Pima County Sheriff's Office. It's the number you see right here on the screen, or go to 88crime.org. We thank you.
I'm trying to see what can I do to help here. Nothing I can. Okay. My brother was all choked up there, man. He was all choked up there.
Mother of Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie is missing, and investigators say her Arizona home is an active crime scene. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen Saturday night at her home near Tucson. Investigators say a family member alerted police around noon on Sunday after Guthrie missed church, and now authorities are convinced she was abducted.
Is it fair for me to characterize this as an abduction?
I believe she was abducted, yes. She didn't walk from there. She didn't go willingly. We don't believe.
CBS News correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti is in Tucson, Arizona, where he spoke with the sheriff. And Jonathan, have investigators indicated why they believe Nancy Guthrie was the victim of a crime?
Yeah, Juliet, is a question that we had for the sheriff. He did not go into too much detail. We spoke with him for about 30 minutes earlier this afternoon in his office. We're going to be sharing some of the clips from that interview with you throughout this conversation. He said there is no doubt that there was a crime committed based on what they found inside the home, going so far as to tell me that Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her home behind me in the middle of the night while she was asleep. He told me they found life-saving medication, critical medication for her inside, left behind, along with her cell phone. To the other evidence that was inside, he did not go into too much detail, but he did say there is no doubt that foul play is involved. Take a listen.
You know, there's a lot of evidence there that I can't really share with you. I can't get into that because there's certain things that are at that home that we know the individual, the intruder of that home, that person's the only one that knows. And so
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Individual, the intruder of that home, that person's the only one that knows. And
The person, the only one that knows. What do you guys have to say that intruder? Why did you made that singular? You didn't say. What I'm doing right now is that I'm assessing the conversation because let me explain something to you. Yes, this is investigation. Yes, they're doing their job, but I'd like to also listen to what they say very carefully because whatever information they're withholding, I want to know. I want to know because the more we can assess even their linguistics, how they talk, we can get some intel. We can help out. But listen to what he just said.
Can't get into that because there's certain things that are at that home that we know the individual, the intruder of that home, that
the individual, the intruder.
Person's the only one that knows. And so
why would you say intruder for one singular person though? You didn't say a group. If this was carried out by multiple people, one did it, could have been carried out but thought out for one person. And she arrived. Not that she arrived, but last seen at 9:30. They knew exactly. They knew exactly. A stroke would cause serious decision-making skills. She could have went to help her scooter get lost. Dawn, they found too much evidence to believe that she did this by herself. They truly believe it's confirmed that it's a kidnapping. And it kind of, like, I'm going to be honest with you, it kind of does make sense. I mean, for her to do it by herself, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's that would be the case. That would be the case. But she wasn't, the daughter wasn't there. She had to fly. She had to fly in. And she stood around the area. She wasn't even there. So it could be either two things. Someone who personally knows Nancy, church. But they didn't want ransom. No ransom. They got the phone. Medication left behind. They know her then. They did all this and found evidence to call that she was harmed. So they didn't care from the beginning. They didn't care. So from the beginning, they didn't care. Because if you know her just enough to stake out her home, to know exactly when she's going to be home, they didn't care. Thank you, Dawn, for the super chat. I appreciate that so much, Dawn. Thank you so much. 2 months ago, Savannah went back to Arizona where she grew up and did some kind of tour where she... You got information on that? Put that in the Discord, Julie. Good job. Good job. Could it be personal against Savannah? Yes, that's what I was telling you guys. That's what I was telling you guys. It could have been anything. Something she covered, something she said or did. A crazy X-Man, you'd be surprised. Nothing's off the table, especially when it comes to dealing with someone's life. Let's continue listening.
Well, we want to kind of preserve some of that and to protect the integrity of the investigation moving forward.
And have more about this continued search.
And multiple times, chat. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, right? You see what I'm saying, right?
Right now, the sheriff saying that they are tracking down more than 1,000 leads received from the public. They're also looking at surveillance video camera, not just from the home itself behind me, but throughout this community as they call on residents here with any kind of Ring doorbell cameras or surveillance cameras to submit them as part of this ongoing investigation, Juliet.
Yeah, Jonathan, do investigators believe she was targeted?
That was a question that we posed directly to the sheriff. Savannah Guthrie, obviously very well known given her role on the Today Show. The Guthrie family, very prominent here in this community. I asked the sheriff if that perhaps made them a target. He very quickly said he did not believe so, but added in the early stage of this investigation.
Julie, thank you for the info.
Possible. They do not have a person of interest at this point, but it was very interesting during that conversation that we had in his office. They do have what he believes to be DNA evidence that they're now tracking down and testing. This is what he had to say.
We're working very feverishly with a lot of our camera vendors, our LPRs, our license plate reader folks, downloading some data at the house from video we hope exists at some of the cameras at the residence, downloading cell phones. All of that is being done. We're trying to expedite that. We have some DNA that we're trying to get some...
Wait, give me a second.
We're working very feverishly with a lot of our camera vendors, our LPRs, our license plate reader folks, downloading some data at the house from video we hope exists at some of the cameras.
We hope exists. They don't even have that information yet. That they hope exists. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. They don't even... They don't even have... That's what I'm telling you. You got to be listen carefully.
The residents, downloading cell phones, all of that is being done. We're trying to expedite that. We have some DNA that we're trying to get some rapid results on that.
DNA? Whose DNA do you think?
That's what I'm saying. We've got some items we've submitted for DNA.
And the sheriff there, as you could tell, being very cautious about what information they put out into the public. He did say he believes that the doors to the home behind me were locked. He would not go into detail if there was any sign of forced entry. As they continue, the sheriff's department and police to call on the public to submit any video that they have, any information that they may have about what happened here Saturday night.
Yeah, investigators say it is a race against time. So what time pressures are they up against currently?
Well, we don't know her condition, do we? Thank you so much, Bethany, for the super chat. I appreciate that so much.
They're not standing by.
So as we began this conversation, Juliet, I talked about that life-saving medication that was found inside that home. We do not know what that medication treated, but the sheriff said it was required every single day to keep Nancy Guthrie alive. The clock literally ticking. As we talked about this, as I addressed that concern and the urgency of time with the sheriff, he got emotional, very visibly, while discussing.
Julie, do me a favor. Try not to post under NSFW. That's for extreme content only, for graphic content, okay?
We're
going to pull up that video, Julie, because I think that's the one that I already showed. I think I already played that video.
The clock that they're up against. There are two big concerns here. Not only where is Nancy Guthrie right now, but of course this medication.
Absolutely.
You say it needs to be taken every single day to save her life.
Absolutely.
I mean, the clock is literally ticking. It's been more than 24 hours since she disappeared. Are you concerned that it may be too late before she is found?
Well, look, we don't want to go there. Look, we just want to find her. If she needs her meds, we know that. The family knows that, and the family's just. They've worked so close with us. They're heartbroken about this, as are we. This is a member of our community. We want her found.
I can tell in your eyes that this is something that weighs on you when you think about the medication.
All of these issues weigh on me.
Yeah, and you could see the weight on his shoulders, a lengthy and at times emotional conversation. The FBI has been brought into this. They are aware of it. At this point, they're not assisting as the investigation continues. Savannah Guthrie was not on air this morning, Juliet, as she rushed here to be by her family's side in a statement saying they just want their mother brought back home.
Jonathan Figliotti. Jonathan, thank you.
Oh,
Arizona. Paint the sky vibrant on one elementary camp with that hometown. Overcoming your fears.
Yes, you did fantastic. You did fantastic.
And speaking of girls gone, this is my alma mater, the University of Arizona.
You're welcome.
I'm a hugger. This is home.
That's fantastic.
I'm here, but where is everybody?
Welcome back home, Savannah.
Well known through the community. Well known through the community.
1 second.
Well known to the community.
TikTok dance.
Becoming a bit find something.
But by one more cheer before I go.
Wait. Hold on.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Hair, don't care. Okay, let's see.
There you are. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They put her whole information into this one video. Her mom is here.
And the perfect place to catch up with mine, my mom Nancy and sister Annie. I come here every time I come home to Tucson. I have to come to El Charro. How long has El Charro been here?
103 years.
Carlota Flores has run El Charro for over 50 years, taking over from her great aunt Monica, the woman who's said to have invented the chimichanga. She treated us to a tradition from back in Prohibition when women playing cards would hide their tequila in teacups. Cheers.
Cheers.
I love being home. Don't drink the whole thing. Well, Mom, you guys came here in the 70s and you'd been moving all around. What made you want to stay in Tucson and plant roots?
And so wonderful. Just the air, the quality of life is laid back and gentle. Yeah, I like to watch the javelina eat my plants.
But the best thing about Tucson is coming home and seeing you guys. Should we raise a glass? Prickly pear margarita? Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Love you.
Love you.
From the
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. This is a family that they know how to eat some good Mexican food. That's some good stuff there. I can see how much of a good relationship she had with her mom.
love of family to the familiar beauty of the scenery, I will always be a daughter of the desert.
Daughter of the desert. That was like a movie.
Well, guys, I brought you a little something from Carlota, Flores, and El Charro. This is the famous teacup and the tequila they would hide in it for Prohibition. And as my mother said, it's quite smooth, and she put in an order for the tequila. So, shall we just do a little tiny
Real
sip?
tequila.
It is.
For
Nancy.
It's brown.
In
That was so
Toledo.
fun to see your connection to Tucson.
Oh, and you spent some time there, too.
I did. My grandparents lived in Tucson, and from LA, we would drive there in the early 80s. And I loved it. I saw my first electrical storm there.
Yes.
I'll never forget it. We went to Old Tucson, the theme park.
Yes.
It was so much fun.
They used to shoot.
Here's a problem that I have. Remember my theory that I had with guys is that she would always fly in. She had to go back home, and then she would fly back. You understand what I'm saying? So she would love to show off her history on the show. Crying out loud, she just show her yearbook. Savannah, you have every right to do as you do. You seem proud of where you come from. You're a wonderful co-host, all of them. You love to show off, hey, this is my mom. This is where I'm from, the community, the stores, the locations, the whole atmosphere. That's a normal life. But if someone's so envious, angry, jealous, hate in their heart to do something like this to your mother, there's nothing that I would see towards you, but why towards your mom? Remember what I told you, that this 84-year-old woman is vulnerable. Vulnerable. You understand what I'm saying? This will bring you home. Why target your mom? This is what I'm saying. They need to think about anything she covered, anything. Because why this moment? Why wait this day, February 1st, right before church service? Why not back in January? We just left January. Why not that? When you was on today. What I'm going to say right now, honestly, Savannah, be very careful when you're in Arizona. Be very careful. Anything to draw you back home, be very careful when you're there. Because if they can do this somewhat kind of clean, it looks like they didn't. Because we just got that breaking news information that they found evidence that she was harmed. Be very careful. Savannah is a top. I'm not on that level yet. I can tell you that. I'm not on that level, but she seems like a wonderful person. Her sister, her mother, they seem wonderful. Chat, let me know in the comments if you want me to keep covering this. I love that you guys are all branching. Like Finger, thank you so much. Finger, you're amazing. You're amazing. I love how you guys are all constructing ideas. This is why I created this channel. To show what's happening, what's going on, either true crime or breaking live coverage, just to have you here in the channel creating theories and we're not going off the deep end, but we want to understand and help. I created Nancy Guthrie over at Discord, so you can now submit anything you find anything. Submit it there now. It's in there on Discord. It's in Discord. So please. It's right next to Thomas, which we didn't even get to. Medlin, we didn't even get to him. We just covered him briefly. His case is a little bit sketchy too. So if you have anything, put it there. It's there over at the Discord under podcast cases, links only. All right. Honestly, I think it has anything to do with Savannah. I don't think it has anything to do with Savannah. I don't think she was even there. But again, I'm not gonna eliminate anything. I'm not. I'm not. You know, I'm not. Savannah has a top notch. Her salary is $8 million. $8 million a year. Jesus, $8 million a year. Well, it is what it is, right? Let me check the latest information on this case. Give me 1 second. Let me, just in case while we were doing this, if there's another update. No, that's the latest information that I got for you guys, that we just found out that she was hurt. Right. All right, guys. So, should I call it? If you guys have any information, any questions, you want to talk about anything, join the Discord. Please, share your information there. Links only in the case submissions, but if you want to talk about it, we'll do it. I know what happened with breaking news. I read about it before I did a podcast, that Hillary Clinton to testify in the U.S. House Epstein probe. I am going to 100% stream this. I'm going to stream this. I want to talk about it. This is going to be insane. That's going to be insane. Even though they might say nothing. I want to, I want to see that case. I want to see her. I want to see that. That I want to see. Post a link in the Discord. I did multiple times. I thought you guys. Are you guys joining just to leave the Discord? I'm confused. If you don't have to leave the Discord. You can stay. If something's bothering you in the Discord, like the notifications, you can literally go to notification settings and put @only mention. So only if you're mentioned, you will then only get a notification. You don't have to leave Discord or uninstall it or mute it. Don't do none of those. Discord is so, I can't tell you, like, servers are important. I promise you. You do not have to leave the Discord. You don't. If you want to, there's no stopping you. You go ahead, fine. But I just a recommendation, don't leave. Don't. Yes, they did say that. I don't know how to use Discord. It's okay. It's super easy. I promise you, super easy. Notifications. Yo, Wilson, you like I see you like making fun of the accent, huh? You like that, huh? No, I lost the link to the Discord after I joined. You don't have to. You don't need the link. You download the Discord app. It's the Discord app. If you join the Discord on the web, oh no, don't do that. That's probably what's happening. You join the Discord through the web, which is cute, but I don't ever recommend that. Never do that. Download Discord app on your Apple phone or Samsung. If I don't know who has a Samsung, do that, and download Discord on your phone. Download Discord on your phone. Download it on your phone. That's why, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Why you guys are not getting the notifications. You guys, you joined through the web base. Oh my God. my God. It makes sense. Never do that. You download the disc. Oh my God. Android is king. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Well, not until the Apple Fold comes out. Then it'll be a different story. Hold on. Guys, let me stress this. Download the Discord app. I'm going to show you. Where's it at? Where's my apps at? Okay. So, you download, I gotta hide some stuff. I can hide a little bit. Okay. See the Discord app? That's Discord. See the purple one? The purple one right there. Right there. That's Discord. Yes. Download Discord and then sign in. You guys were on the web doing that? It's horrendous on the web. That's why. Oh my gosh. People still think, damn, Discord got to do something about it. They need to like open it on the app. No, it's not. What are you talking about? What? No, what's not is. What are you talking about? I use Discord web-based and I get the notifications. So that's not it. Oh. I still think, I don't know. Because I get messages in my DMs like, oh my God. I'm still behind DMs a lot. Saying that I didn't get it. I didn't get it. So, yeah. I promise you guys, please join the Discord. So you can use the app, please. Okay, we didn't know. I know, Ori. It's okay. You could download the version on your computer. Yes, you can, but majority of humans be on their phones and computers. No, but what's your name, Carlo? That's just you. That's your personal thing. That works for you. But no, majority of humans are on their phones than their computers. Well, depending on your lifestyle and work. But I would suggest downloading the app on the phone. It is better. It is better. It is 100% better. I would use the app. No, yes, please. Don't get confused. I promise you. Maybe I can make a tutorial. Wait, time out. You just reminded me. My old mom did that. Oh my God. You did it. There you go. What's her name? Libra Mom. You did it, Libra Mom. By the way, when you join the Discord, you can claim your Nove badge. I see a lot of people got the Nove badge. So congratulations. If Moose in the comments, I didn't see Moose all day. I hope he's okay. Yes, I do have the app, and it's so easy. I know it is. Trust me. I've been on Discord for years. Guys, don't worry about the comment. Yes, download the app. It's best. Trust me, it's best. Because some people are not on their computers. Their majority are on their phones most of the time. So if you get the notifications, you won't get it web-based. I'm not talking about on the desktop. I'm talking about web-based on the phone. That's how people have been doing it. That's probably why you're not getting the notification. Download the Discord app, the Discord app. Trust me, it's way simpler, easier, better, way better. If you have an Android, it is your Play Store. Correct. Yes, Larry. Yes, thank you. Moose was here. Well, I need a tutorial on how to use Discord. It's okay. All right, let's do something real quick. I can't do that. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. On the side, right? Let's see. No, that's personal. That's fine. Okay. So on Discord, right? Boom, this is Discord. These are your channels and categories. So within a specific one, let's see. Look at general channels. So it's just your general channels. You have the podcast, which this is all going to be fixed, by the way. Podcast, general, you got Novicity merch, you got pictures, and like other stuff there. So think of it like you're doing something in a specific channel or category within the server. The server is the entirety of it. So Novicity server, and under the Novicity server, you have these categories, right? Where you could venture in one of them, and whatever the name is describe the elements inside. So let's just say that, what is Nove's P.O. Box? Which I don't have that no more. Don't do that. It says P.O. Box detail under information. See, so that's a subcategory. So the information is anything that has to do with information. Rules, announcements, when I go live, when I posted a new video, how can I claim my membership? It even teaches you how to claim your membership. I put that all in there. How to even join the Novicity Nation. All is in there. All information is in there. So you just look on the left side and you'll be good to go. I promise you it's not confusing. Just give it some time. Play with it a little. Just go through it. Yeah, go through it. Probably not in my server, on your own server. Yeah, Card Shop. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard arranged the FBI who searched the Fulton County elections. I'm over it. All right. All I can say is when you join the Discord, please respect the rules. And total, last week I banned 10 people. I didn't give them timeouts. I banned them. I did. I'm being real with you because you have to understand something. Like I put so much time and energy, and I got one person that was trying to sell their business there, and one person trying to make money. That's not for that. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to do that, that's called that's not a place for that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody try to do something with their own company. I'm like that's so rude and disrespectful. You know, this is my server where I built, and it is for the podcast, for people to hang out. You can hang out and chill there if you want, or it's to discuss the podcast. You know, it is not your store to sell your items or anything you do in there, or to self-promote yourself. Hey guys, I have a TikTok. Come look at me and come. You know, you can email me and we can talk that out. Or hey, Nov, can we do a deal or sponsor? Or Nov, can I have a favor? You know, it's better to talk to me rather than just doing it behind my back. You know what I'm saying? So just respect that. I would appreciate that. And there's also rules like no racism, no targeting, no harassment. Talk your shit, have fun, debate, but no, you know, it's so easy. Just read the rules. It takes a minute, I promise you, okay? Awesome sauce. I got banned. Mustard, I'm about to ban. Card Shop, good stuff. Good stuff, Card Shop. Can I send my cat photos? No, you're going to get banned. I'm joking with you. Of course you can. I was joking. I'm not too super strict, but it's so easy rules. Like, you know, think of it like you invite me to your home and I won't put my feet up on your couch. Simple. It's easy, right? Exactly. Cool. All right, chat. We are done. I think we're done. I think we are all set. Oh, wait. Let me check one more place for an update on this case. Nope. The same information. Cool. They didn't. Okay. Same information. And same information. All right, guys. We're done. Thank you so much for watching this podcast. I really appreciate every single person. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, thank you, thank you. How can I send you a link to your email? The email is for business inquiries only. That is it. If you want to give me anything, send me anything else. You could DM it to me on Instagram or Facebook or Discord. Discord meaning put it in general chat. You can't DM me on Discord. No, I sent you under follow-ups to Discord Sheriff 3 minutes ago. Oh. I know this channel. I'm gonna end the podcast though, but I'll take a look at this. Hey, it happens. All right, have a good evening, guys. I'll be back for another podcast. The question is, will you return for the podcast? Please like this on your way out. If you didn't, hit the subscribe if you like true crime, breaking life coverage, and trending topics here on YouTube. We will be streaming on Twitch or wherever else very soon. I just got my mixer completely messed up on me if you wasn't here yesterday. So I have so many issues at this point at the studio that I have to figure out first before I can even venture out into other platforms. So please just bear with me. And then as I continue to update Discord, Instagram, Facebook, we'll venture out even further. So thank you for watching. I appreciate that. I love you guys. See you guys very soon. And like always, please do good and die great. And I'll see you on the next one.